Mates? Yes, you can kill for booty. You can kill. But there's another way. You can just ask for the sale. You can get your booty ethically, rather than chopping off someone's head and stealing her beads. So that's what I'm suggesting today. Today we're going to go over my elite process of sales called Online Sales Made Easy. And before we do, let's just back up a little bit and look at the history of sales. So back in the old days, salespeople were slimy, obnoxious, obdurate. They didn't accept the word no, and we often found ourselves running from them as fast as we could when we saw them coming our way. Nowadays, salespeople solve problems. Salespeople build communities. And salespeople change lives. Those are the professional salespeople. And oftentimes, as a salesperson, we struggle with these two personas. We worry when we're not making enough sales, and we're not doing it right, and no one's saying yes, so we start feeling that desperation of, oh my gosh, I've got to get that sale. And on the other hand, we know that our product is going to help them, and we know that it's going to work for them. But if we're slamming them in the head with that product, and we're telling them, this is going to work for you, they're not going to respond like they did 50 years ago when that kind of advertising worked. That kind of salesmanship worked a little better than it does now, and now it doesn't work at all. So just a little bit about me. Of course, she's introduced me quite a little bit here, but let's just go with this. I went from a failing business, bankrupt salesperson, to having well over 75 clients worldwide in over 12 countries, thousands of dollars sold online. And I didn't really change a whole lot, but I just tweaked a little, kind of like when you golf. And you just know that just that little centimeter turn, or that little quarter turn, or when you're a baseball athlete and you're getting ready to bat, and you know, okay, if I swing it here, but if I just move the bat just a tiny bit, I can get it over. I can make it out of the park. And that's what I did. Just changed a couple of things, and we're going to share that today. We're going to share that with you. So, online sales made easy. It's a 7-step formula. Not too hard to remember. Although you'll notice I haven't given you a sheet on it. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. The first thing you want to, let me rephrase that. The most important number one thing that you must do is you must know your clients. Now, in the manual that I was given, it said to know their needs, and that's a great, great start. But you have to know their struggles. You have to know what keeps them up at night. You have to know what their dreams are, what they hope for. A great thing to know, how are they disrespected in the world or in their field in relationship to whatever it is you're needing to sell them or wanting to sell them or wanting to help them with? How are they feeling disrespected? Who is disrespecting them? And who or what could they accomplish, and how could they feel vindicated when they get that disrespect taken out of their way? So these are things that go much deeper than just know their needs. Obviously, if someone tries to get your booty, They need those gems. They need it for something. But what matters is what? Do they need it because they are too poor to marry the love of their life? Do they need it because their kid wants to become the best pirate ever and they want to send them to pirate school of the world, which we are all proud graduates of? But they can't afford it. So these are the things you need to know about your potential clients. And now, once you have this information, the great thing about it is we go to step 2, which is words. Your words that you use in everything. The words that you write, the words that you say, the words that they hear have to be theirs. That's the most important thing. So when the pirate comes to you and tells you, "Arr, I need booty," and you say, "Why?" And they say, "Well, to get my kid into that great university, the pirateers." Then what you would say to them, or someone like them, would be, "Wouldn't you like to get that kid into the great university?" You wouldn't say, "Hey, you need some money? You need some booty?" Or, "Hey, I hear that university is pretty good. I mean, your kid could go there." I mean, all those are true words, but it's not what they said, is it? Big difference. So you want to use their words. Also, you want to fall in love with that avatar. Because as you use their words, and as you've learned what they need, they are not clients. They are not someone who's there to support your income. They're people. They're people like you. They're people like the children that you love, or the partner that you love. It becomes much more deep. So that's very important. Now, when you're using their words and you've fallen in love with them, you want to use these words to now go into the third section, which is, yes, offering them a solution. But before that, there's kind of a sub, kind of a 3A and 3B. 3A is indoctrination, storytelling, telling them over and over and over the wonderful things about your solution. You don't want to just, "Hey, yo, you need to buy this? Okay, I got it, and take it, we're done." Because that doesn't work today. There's too many people out there that are selling the same thing. Or if there's not, then chances are you might be in the wrong market, which I have learned the hard way. You know, if no one else is selling what you've got, that's not necessarily a good thing. So you have to think about when you're presenting that solution, you want to demonstrate it to them, which means you want to teach it to them, or if it's a product, show them how to use it. A great thing if it's a product is to let them touch it. So if I'm coming over here to Kyle and I'm saying, "I really want those beads," and she's going to sell them to me, I might look over and say, "Oh, but that necklace is really super pretty. I think I might take that." Well, she might at that moment have me touch her beads. Now, when people actually touch a product, it makes them more inclined to want to take it home. So if it's a physical product, that way. If you're teaching, then you bring them into that story. You teach them how important that is in their life and show them how it works. You can't just tell them how great it is. You got to show them how it works. Give them a solution for free. Now that we've talked about all the solutions, we've talked about the words, we've talked about the avatar or your client, the next thing is you want to ask this. Oh, no, you don't. The next thing is you need to answer objections. Because if I say those are the greatest beads, but then someone else says, "Well, I like the necklace over there," you have an objection. Oh, and there's some over there. Ooh, those look nice. So suddenly I'm like looking all over. So the question now becomes, well, which one do I like? And I can tell you the number one way to find your client's objections: the questions they ask you. For instance, does anybody have a question right now? Anybody?
Yes, I do have a question.
What is it?
I was wondering about your necklace.
Can't have it. And do you have a question about the process of sales? Anybody? Yes?
What is the biggest objection you think you could overcome?
Aha! So now, as a salesperson, you're worried about the worst objections that people might give you. Perfect, because you know what people are going to give you the objections. The worst one is no, thank you. Chances are, you may not have anything left to say, but chances are you will, and we'll go over that, so I'm glad you asked. So, right there, and that's great, because right there we've learned that there is a worry, that no matter what I learned here today, there might be an objection that she's not going to go over, that I'm not going to be able to handle, right? Kind of scary, right? You might be able to not, so we will go over that. And that's now something I know about this client, right? So once we've gone over a few objections, and again, you will get questions from your clients. They'll ask you things as you go along. Those are all of their objections. And as you answer them, you'll learn more about them and you'll learn more about their concerns. So then at that point, it's time for the ask. The scariest part. The ask. So the ask kind of breaks down into 7 little steps. We have a price. Now this is, again, remember, we're talking online, which I know pirates aren't good at. You like to be there physically knocking people around, okay? But let's just kind of go with this a little. You have to have a price stacking or a price juxtaposition. And what this means is when you're getting ready to announce that the ask, the first step is to say, well, and there's a couple of different processes, so we'll just go over 2 of them. There's more, but just 2. Well, if you add up the hours I spent learning all of this, and if you add up all the queens I've killed to pulling out all this booty, and if you add up all the hours you're not going to have to spend failing at this because I've already got this information, and then you introduce the price, it seems a lot less to the person when they think about however much now is in their head because you painted that picture. And another one is just that price juxtaposition of, well, you don't have to do any of the work. And I'm not gonna, anyway, we're going to pass that. Second thing, NLP. Some people use this, some people don't. And to break it down simply, we have a, you really want to have that booty. You really have learned a lot today. You want to buy my stuff. Because you won't say it lewd like that. But that's kind of the and then a to what you want them to do. You know a truth, here's what you want. Or you can say, if you really want your kid to end up at that wonderful university, you need to buy her booty. So that's the if and then. Another one is, it's kind of a fun one. There's a fork in the road today. And that fork in the road, you're going to go down this way. And in 5 years from now, you're going to be exactly where you are. Your kid will have not gone to university, and they will be bumming around living at your house. Or you can come down this road, buy my booty, and your kid goes to college, and because the best pirate ever takes over the ship, and you get to relax when you're only 20. I mean, that's great, right? So that's kind of that little NLP of conditioning, painting the picture. You're painting the picture of what can be what versus what is in those 3 different ways. And there's more, but that's all we're going over. Social proof. The third thing is you need social proof. Well, I've had 57 other pirate ships hire me to come to their ship. And all of those 57 other pirate ships, out of them, at least 7 pirates signed up for my course to learn how to be better sales pirates. And here's what happened. And then you bring them up, and here this pirate tells you their story of how wonderful and rich they are now. And this pirate tells you how great the training was because now their kid is in university. And it goes on. Bonus. If you sign up today, you don't only get the booty, but you get Kyle. She will cook for you for a week. She will clean your cat litter box. And she will make you walk the plank if you try anything you're not allowed to do. Okay? So there's a bonus. You gotta have some bonuses in there. Then you have to have your guarantee. If you don't like booty camp, well, guess what? I guarantee I will give you all your booty back. That is like if 7 days. You only get 7 days to pick up. No, you give them a nice big one. 30 day, 60 day, a year. I just heard about a weight loss company that offers a 1-year guarantee on their weight pills. 1 year. That's a lot of time to decide whether or not you want to stick with a diet plan. Especially when the latest research shows that less than 1% of overweight people ever maintain keeping their weight off. And this guy offers a 1-year guarantee. Yeah, that's a guarantee. Urgency. But you only get the booty and the Kyle if you do it today. Right? So, you call me later tonight once we've docked the ship and once we've, done a little carousing. Too late. No, you don't get her. So that's the scarcity, the urgency. You have to create that. And then you have to ask for the sale. You can't be a chicken. And I'm the biggest chicken, I can tell you that right now. Here's me asking for a sale. Excuse me. I could maybe kind of help you, I think. Okay? That's my insides. But I make my outsides not do that. Especially when I stumble upon something I love doing and I'm good at, and I can just say, you know what, I'm really good at that. I'm really good at that. You don't have to hire me, I don't care, actually, because someone else will. So it's that kind of confidence that even if you don't feel it on the inside, you have to have it. And then you have to be bold enough to say, and remember we're online, so you have to be bold enough to say, here's the sale, here's how much it is. Now, look at the button below and click it. Click the link, fill out the form, and then we will give you all your information as soon as you get that confirmation email. Done. You have to tell them exactly what to do when you ask for the sale. Here's the thing. All of you sales pirates have it in you. You all can do this. You can apply this to your sales lives. And a sale doesn't have to be a product. You don't even have to be a salesman as far as booty. You might just need to talk your wife into going to a ball game with you. Or you might need to talk your husband into going to the opera. Or you might need to talk your husband into going to a ball game. And your wife into going to the opera. You might need to talk your kids into doing better in school. Sales is not about selling a product or service, necessarily. It's about selling an idea, a dream, a hope, a change for good in the future of that client or that avatar that you fell in love with back in step 1. Right? That's what it's about. So you can do this. And I know that's why you all came today, to this rally, to hear this message. And see, you can do this no matter where you are in your business, in your life. You can put these, you implement this into your websites. You can implement this into your email sequences and your email marketing. You can implement this into your videos, live video streams, YouTube videos, the videos you put on your websites, all of those videos. You implement all of these ideas into those. You can do this you can do this with your chatbots. I know, a few of you just went, huh? chatbots. They've been around for a long time. Siri's a chatbot. There's more. My mind blanks on it because I look at the beauty, radiance, and the beauty here. I just can't think. Right? So, but you can use it on your chatbots, and you can use it in your social media. Snapchat, Periscope, all of them. So, the next time you decide, I need a cell, think about these 7 steps. And if you want these 7 steps placed and given to you nicely on a nice clean sheet of paper so that you can check it off every time you go for a sale, just put your name and email down on the list. Thank you!
Fellow pirates, I was very much looking forward to this speech because since I'm a pirate who came from Ukraine, I know nothing about sales. And I do want my husband to join Toastmasters, and I have been failing in selling him this point up until now. I hope. So Carrie was presenting to us project number 3 from the Professional Speaker series. And as we already know, the goal of this project was to present the sales training speech. And she very effectively introduced this to us through our esteemed Captain Kyle, telling us who we are today. Not only pirates, not only Toastmasters, but also salespersons. I'm going to follow steps of our other captain, Captain Monique, and instead of applying a sandwich method, I want to introduce you to the evaluation guide for this project because these advanced manuals, they're very different and we are not very much familiar with them. The first question I was asked was, what was unique about the speaker's use of showmanship? And I think it was unique in every aspect. It was very entertaining. There was a lot of performing, and at the same time, there was some contact with the audience. My suggestion is to abandon this performance at some point. I actually very appreciate that your speech was so entertaining from the beginning to the end. But if I look at this speech as being training one, I think the performance belongs to the beginning. It helps to create the pattern with the audience. And I even found the place where I think you could have abandoned it. When you were talking to us first like a pirate, and then you changed the pitch and told us that what you're suggesting is supposed to change the lives. I think from this point forward, you should have been more open and sincere, like being you, as opposed to performing a role. Is it really like green already? Oh,
Do you get more time for a longer speech?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think
Oh, how much more time?
Did the speaker give the
Much
audience
as you
a
want.
system for selling? Yeah, for certain material. She suggested 7 very well-structured points. Again, my suggestion is be very particular about what all of them are and summarize them in the end. I did miss one of them, which was number 5, was to ask. You said we are going to tell us 2 things, even though there are more. Then you told us 3. And at the end you said there are 3, but there are even more. And I completely got lost in this pattern. What I especially like about your presentation, I do want to try and apply this technique and try to sell the Toastmaster to my husband. Will I succeed or not? We'll see.